Hi, everybody, and welcome back. If you're spending some time with us on the early show on this Friday, well, thank you a lot for taking a little time out of a beautiful Friday evening of all things to spend some time with us. Glad, certainly, as always, to have you with us on this 27th day of September. Oh, we're in store for a beautiful weekend. There's a slight chance of some showers very, very late in the weekend, I think, for us. We'll talk about that, but how basically I've got there's another picture perfect forecast for you through this time next week with once again just a slight chance of some showers late Sunday into your Monday and Monday afternoon. Glad to update your forecast tonight. Indeed, it is a winner, especially for the weekend. Before I go any further, let me say this. Andrew's birthday is this weekend. It's not today, but in light of a ball game over the weekend, well, we're celebrating this evening. So this program was taped around 2 o'clock this afternoon. Anything that would have happened as far as breaking news is concerned between there and 6 and over the course of the weekend we'll cover next week, as we'll also be having a second installment of one of our reports tonight next week. So hope you understand, and as it stands at 2 o'clock my time, I'm already running a couple of hours late. With that said, test scores are in across the Commonwealth, and here in the viewing area, we'll focus on a couple of school districts and see how schools fared in the second round of K-Prep testing. One of our sponsors had a grand reopening ceremony today, and in honor of that, they're giving away $10,000, $3,000, and 300 gallons of gas, 3 prizes that will be given away to someone in just a couple of weeks. I'll tell you where and how you can enter. And also coverage of the McGoffin County Board of Education I'll get to as much as time does allow this evening in just a few moments. As far as your forecast is concerned, like I said, we'll get into that in more detail, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's jump right into test scores, which were released across the Commonwealth earlier today. It's the second year in a row for the new method of testing across the state of Kentucky, K-Prep, as we have called it for short, Kentucky Performance Rating for Educational Progress Testing, where schools across Kentucky are again being graded now for the second year in a row on academics and how well students are progressing in their studies, as well as how many are getting their diploma, and when they do, how many are ready for college and or careers. So out of the 730 elementary schools across the state of Kentucky, 331 middle schools, 231 high schools out of the respective 174 school districts, Kentucky as a whole has shown some signs of improvement, but not as much as they would like, according to Kentucky Education Commissioner Terry Holliday, who says that the statewide data clearly shows that they are making progress, though slower than we would like. He says, quote, "We've raised expectations and aligned them with what students need to be successful, and we're moving in the right direction toward the goal of providing a world-class education for every Kentucky student and ensuring all children graduate college and or career ready." Student performance, college career readiness, and the number of students graduating are all improving. That is the state as a whole. We're going to break it down a little bit further tonight and look at specifically 3 school districts in McGoffin and Johnson County. Time will allow us to go into them a little more in depth and look at some other school districts a little later on, hopefully maybe next week. But for tonight, we'll focus on, indeed, 3 school districts, beginning with McGoffin County, where 5 out of 5 schools did meet their goal. However, some still near the lower rungs of the ladder, so to speak, in their respective areas. As I said, 5 out of 5 McGoffin County schools did reach their goal and all made improvements. And this is how it breaks down. The school name to the left of your screen, the second column, is this most recent round of testing. The column thereafter under rank is how this last year ranks them out of the total number of school districts across Kentucky. And then by comparison, you can look to the far right at the first scores from the first year of K-Prep testing. Beginning with North McGoffin Elementary, they came in after this most recent round of testing with a score of 60.3, ranking them at 321st out of 730 elementary schools across the state. This is an improvement of about 3.3 percentage points or points over 57.0 they scored the year before. Going down to the next line, Sayersville Grade School had a score of 52.0, ranking them 561st out of 730 elementary schools across the state. And that 52.0 compares to a score the year prior of 43.2, roughly 9 points of an increase. South McGoffin Elementary, 57.7 for the 2012 and 13 school year. That ranks them 399th out of 730, below the halfway mark. And It does, however, give them an improvement of about 8 points after a score the year before of 49.3. Our middle school, our single middle school, obviously in McGoffin County, ranked 244th out of 331st. That's after a score of 51.1 this year, but a big improvement from the year prior, which was 38.7. McGoffin County High School ranked 218th out of 231 high schools across the state. This is after a score of 49.3, and that score following the year before of 43.5. If you average it all up for a county-wide score, that gives McGoffin County 51.6, ranking them 155th out of 174 school districts. And keep in mind, all of these test scores were not surprisingly lower last year. The new round of testing, when the first year was known before the testing took place that it was going to be an eye-awakening event for all school districts, as it was going to be graded on a different scale. And most all districts did see, with the first year of K-Prep testing, a significant decrease in percentages, mind you, from the testing all the years prior. Now, by comparison, if you would like to draw some, turning to the Johnson County School District and the Paintsville School District. For Paintsville schools, out of the 3 schools, Paintsville Elementary, Middle, and High School, 1 out of 3 met their goal. Now, specifically, Paintsville Elementary School had a score of 51.5. That puts them at 573rd out of 730 elementary schools. They had a score the year previous of 63.1, so they indeed did go back by about 12 percentage points. Paintsville High School was at 56.0 in this most recent round of testing. That ranks them 169th out of 331, and that also puts them about 4% below their 2011 and 12 score. That was Paintsville Middle School, mind you. Paintsville High School did score 69.1. They did meet their goal, and they are ranked rather close to the top at 22 out of 231 high schools across the state. In the Johnson County School District, some schools posting some significant numbers and gains. 7 out of 8 schools in the Johnson County School District did meet their goal. Going down the list, Central Elementary School met their goal, 63.6. They're ranked 217 out of 730. Flat Gap Elementary School, 57.5, 409th out of 730. Highland Elementary School is ranked 86th out of 730 elementary schools with a score of 68.8. Meade Elementary ranked 290th out of 730 with a score of 61.2. Porter Elementary ranked 33rd out of 730 elementary schools with a score of 73.1. And W.R. Castle Memorial Elementary School, a score of 74.9, puts them at the 17th school out of 730 elementary schools across the state. That's the highest ranked of any school in these 2 areas, in these 2 counties. Johnson County Middle School was ranked 96th out of 331, and Johnson Central High School was ranked 83rd out of 231 high schools. Johnson Middle had a score of 60.3, and Johnson Central High School had a score of 63. Like I said, time will allow us to look into those numbers and analyze them a little closer a little later on. For now, a few words from some of our sponsors. 170s, 500, 570, 800, 900s, 2 seats, 4 seats, Razors, Rangers, and XPs in the hottest colors with the coolest accessories with the best financing available and rebates up to $1,000 at Connelly's, Kawasaki, and Polaris of Paintsville. Faster, friendlier, family-owned Parkway Pharmacy, open 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday in the new McGoffin Medical Plaza under the care of local pharmacist Jesse Rudd. To make Parkway Pharmacy your pharmacy, come by or give us a call at 349-4400. Whether you want to be feared or favored, funny or frightful this Halloween, Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop has everything you'll ever need for the mood or effect you desire. And while we never know just how colorful our natural landscape will be at autumn, we are for always certain the season is vibrant inside the region's largest selection of fall and home decor. So come and see what surprises and delights await you at Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville.
Hi, I'm Don McFarland. I am an attorney in Sayersville, Kentucky, and I'm here to serve you and meet your legal needs. If you have been injured on the job, if you are interested in receiving your disability or your SSI benefits, if someone's negligence has caused you trouble, basically, if you have been in a car wreck and you've suffered pain, then pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne. 349-9000.
Hold on to your hats because the doors are reopening at Red's Boot Barn in Sagersville this Tuesday with the same outstanding deals and amazing selection of country, western, and workwear at their new location on Route 114. So come on in and check us out at Red's. Stop by to see how, with a guaranteed trade-in, you can drive off in this gorgeous 2011 Hyundai Sonata for $17,950 or $299 a month. Or how to drive off with a little soul for $12,950 or $235 a month, or how to drive off with a lot of style in this Dodge Ram Daytona at $15,950, all at Premier Motors in Paintsville. It was a big day for one of our sponsors earlier today, the folks over at Hutch Chevrolet. Now, 3 years into their new name and brand, had, of course, a massive makeover done in the past several months, which we had talked to Earl Justice about a few months ago. Well, it's all pretty much done except for polishing up a few edges, so to speak. But they had their grand opening ribbon-cutting ceremony earlier today. And in lieu of that fact, they're giving away some monstrous prizes, cash prizes, in just a couple of weeks.
So Tom Hutchinson, Earl Justice, retired Savior, and Buckingham Center.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. I'd like to thank the customers that made this possible.
And just literally a moment ago, upon putting this video through the last rendering, I realized that's exactly where the audio completely fell out of this, and I'm not quite for certain why. This is actually a brand new bright and shiny camera that I have that's malfunctioned. I'm not quite for certain why as of yet. So I'll be going back to Hutch early next week. This is also going to be some sound and audio loss from the commercial clips that Earl and I worked on throughout much of the morning. I'm sure he'll be excited to hear that he gets to do all those over again. And I'll be talking to him about the investment that was made into the business and how that's going to translate into the investment into the community, they do believe. 3 years under the Hutch brand. The Hutchinsons there, Earl Justice, his brother, and it's just an operation that has taken a new step towards the future, officially recognized today by this ribbon-cutting ceremony. With my apologies, we'll go back and have more information on this next week. That doesn't mean we don't have a few other things to tell you. Let me go back to this. A portion of that interview was Earl describing some big prizes they're giving away. October the 26th. Now, here's how it works. They're giving away 3 prizes. First prize is a check. They're going to give you $10,000 right on the spot if they draw your name. Second place is $3,000 cash. And third place is 300 gallons of gasoline. Now, here's how it's going to work. You can enter one time per household between now and October the 26th. You have to be present to win. But if you are present, you will win one of those prizes if your name is drawn out respectively. And someone will win. This is not one of those gimmicks that you might see on some big car lot somewhere else. They're going to draw a name. And they're going to call out that name. If there's no one there, they'll draw another name till they find someone who is standing on the Hutch Chevrolet lot on October the 26th. They'll give away the $10,000 prize, the $3,000 prize, and 300 gallons of gasoline. So whatever you do, stop by Hutch Chevrolet between now and then and register. There's no purchase necessary. One entry per household. And that's some really, really good odds, ladies and gentlemen, on some really, really big prizes. So keep that in mind. We'll be talking with Earl next week. He had a wonderful interview that he's going to be really excited to get to do again, I'm sure. And then we'll be talking and reminding you about the big giveaway in honor of their grand opening, or reopening, if you will, after the major renovations that have gone on to make it a much more buyer-friendly experience for all of their customers. But for now, let's switch on over to tonight's calendar, brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. It starts off this Friday with a birthday wish. Happy 7th birthday, Eli Howard, celebrating his birthday tomorrow. Love, family, and friends. Happy birthday to you, Eli. And to my boy Andrew, who I know is not watching at this particular time because I know what he's actually doing. But nevertheless, I want to take time out to wish him the happiest of birthdays to a young boy turning 11 who has been cursed with being exactly like his father. Happy birthday, my boy. A reminder, tomorrow is North McGoffin Volunteer Fire Department's 2013 annual hog roast, soup bean dinner, and auction. It all starts tomorrow at dinner. that's going to be served throughout the evening. The auction starts at 2. Live entertainment starting at noon. The True Gospel Echoes are going to be there. It's just $6 per dinner. Kids 12 and under get in for free. They've got a whole lot of things to sell. It's going to be a beautiful day at the shelter on top of the Improvement or Rock House Hill in front of the Rock House Liberty Baptist Church. They hope you'll join them. Help support your local fire department and your community with a wonderful gathering at the North Magoffin Fire Department's annual hog roast dinner and auction. The Community Free Will Baptist Church has got a big one-day yard sale set for October. That sounds far away when you say it like that, doesn't it? Well, that's Tuesday, folks. 8 a.m. They're 2 miles east of Sagersville. A big yard sale on behalf of the Community Free Will Baptist Church. And a big benefit being set for Jimmy Porter, who is now in his second battle with prostate cancer since May of last year. Friends and family have organized a benefit in his honor. He's had to take a layoff from work due to his illness and the severity of it. It's going to be on October the 13th, but they're now graciously accepting donations for the event. They're going to have baked goods and all sorts of great food. An auction, Turning Ground is performing. If you can help support the Porter family, call Brittany or Jeremy Holbrook, 367-2443 or 367-3734. It is time for flu shots. It might not feel that way outside, but everywhere you look, from every healthcare provider, it's the same sentiment. The sooner, the better. You can get yours at the health department here in Magoffin County Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays from 8 till 3, Tuesdays 8 till 5, and Fridays 8 until noon. If you have any questions, you can call them at 349-6212. And if you have any questions ever about anything news-related, our calendar, or anything else, you can call me as well. But for calendar announcements, you can mail it to P.O. 1443 in Sagersville. Our phone is 349-3699. There's some instructions there at the onset if you want to leave a birthday or anniversary announcement. Our fax is 349-3221. Your News Today at Yahoo will get it here. And I'm also on Facebook at Ritter Mortimer. For now, here are this Friday's funeral service announcements. The following provided as a service on behalf of our friends at the Magoffin County Funeral Home, where you can also find them at MagoffinCountyFuneralHome.com. 87-year-old Mitchell Rife of Ashland passed away on the 24th. He's survived by his son Hobart, and services in his honor will be held tomorrow at 1 from the Magoffin County Funeral Home, while visitation is being held in his honor for the rest of this evening. 70-year-old Margie Jean Salyer of Sayersville passed away yesterday. She was married to Rothel Salyer, who preceded her in death. She's survived by daughters Ina Salyer, Emma Jordan, and Andrea McFarland. And visitation began this evening, and until time of services, it will continue tomorrow at 1 o'clock when services begin. Both visitation and services from the Sayersville Funeral Home. Burial will be at the Sayers Cemetery here in Sayersville. And Ruth Nelson Howard, 89, of Sayersville, passed away on Wednesday of this week. Ruth and her late husband Frank Howard established, and until Ruth's retirement, operated the Frank Howard TV cable company. She's survived by sons Philip Carter and Ricky Nelson Howard, and daughters Betty Lou Carpenter, Janie Sue Salyer, Carol Ann Howard, Helen Jo Hancock, Judy Holbrook, Frances Crace, and Della Howard. Visitation is this evening for Ruth. It will continue all day tomorrow at the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Services will be from the Faith Free Will Baptist Church Sunday at 2, and burial is going to be at the Howard Family Cemetery here in Sayersville. We'll be right back.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Game time means wing time at Lee's, and that means it's time for you to try our new buffalo wings. I can't tell you our secret, but I can tell you they're marinated and then rolled in our famous, albeit a little spicy, crispy chicken batter and served up with any of our 7 delectable sauces. So get your hands on a meal or a box today at your Sayersville Lee's famous recipe, where no one does chicken like we do chicken. Sayersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is proud to announce the newest members of our family, Administrator Lane Jones and our full-time chaplain Mark Campbell and volunteer Richard Green.
new faces with the same sincere desire as these to assist you and your family with short-term rehabilitation solutions or long-term nursing care needs, close to home and those that you love. Sagersville Nursing and Rehabilitation. Regardless of the project, big or small, inside or out, Bailey's Carpet has your next job covered with service after the sale on Husqvarna and Red Max power tools and equipment. You covered with great deals on boots and clothing by Georgia, Red Wing, and Carhartt, and your floors covered with premium materials at low prices from Bruce, Armstrong, and more at Bailey's Carpet and Hardware in Salyersville. They just keep coming. New and incredible flavors of your favorite ice cream treat. And now they've done it again with the choco-covered cheesecake blizzard at your Salyersville Dairy Queen. Creamy cheesecake pieces, rich cocoa fudge, decadent choco chunks, and creamy vanilla soft serve make your new blizzard of the month. And if that's not enough, just for September, buy one blizzard, get another for just 99 cents. That's right, 99 cents at your Salyersville DQ.
Howdy, Hatfield. I reckon I'll take my pig back.
Ain't your pig.
Yeah, it is.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is, and I can prove it. Ma, I just sent a picture of our missing pig. Tell everybody it's time to start feuding.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I guess ain't gonna be no feud. Real nice picture, though.
Well, put it on Instagram.
Appalachian Wireless is 4G. Great pictures, video, text, and talk. Bigger savings, better service. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
The McGoffin County Board of Education met in regular session recently. I've got time to at least cover the first half of that meeting. We'll get to the rest of it next week. The first was a presentation on behalf of a representative of a company called Green Revolutions. There's a local representative here in McGoffin County, David Carroll, who has been with the company on some level now for some time. Greg Garland, though, was the other individual there, and it was a presentation on their high-tech capacitor bank designed for energy-saving applications on a commercial basis. They are stored, readily available power units for use when electric spikes occur, for when large motors on heating or cooling units or things of that nature kick on and draw the most energy when they first kick on. These units store readily available energy and offset those spikes instead of that energy being consumed from services throughout your utility provider. A 100% guarantee was what he offered the school district in writing, and they were guaranteeing a minimum of an 8% savings in electrical bills over the course of a 12-month period. For example, they chose one school as an example that had an utility bill last year, for example, of more than $88,000, a little more than $7,300 a month. They say at 8%, at a minimum of 8%, that would be a savings of $589 a month. The company offered the school system a lease payment of $217 a month, meaning that after 5 years, the equipment will be paid for free and clear, and during that same payment time, they will be saving about $350 or so a month. He says that some schools, several schools in New York and New Jersey are seeing anywhere from 17 to 20% in savings on average per month, but the company guarantees a minimum of 8 and will refund a full 100% of the purchase price and investment should the school system or any commercial entity not reach that 8%. The school district in McGoffin County took all the information under advisement and said it would be considered. From there, Superintendent Stanley Holbrook gave his report. One of the things outlined was attendance. We're just 30 days into now and a few thereafter the school year, but they say they are off to a very impressive start attendance-wise, one unlike they've seen in 10 years or so.
In 2011, there's 173 school districts in the state of Kentucky. And our attendance for that year, because of the storm, was dead last. It was 173rd in attendance. That's what really hurt our scores. Now, last year, we came up, so we gained some ground quite a bit last year. And this year, we've been making it our focus to improve our test scores and our attendance, because it kind of go hand to hand. If a child misses school 15 days, it's going to miss something that's on that test. So as of we have at this time, we have completed 30 days of school, and that's for this first month, first complete month. As of today, our attendance is 95.11%. That's the highest it's been in the last decade.
That's district, right?
That's district-wide.
That's fantastic.
Now we checked 10 years back, and none of those 10 years did we get anywhere close to that.
Well, I want to guess, since I've been on the board, I've never saw it that high.
95.11, and I think that the parents, I have to congratulate the parents, because we have after-hours clinics now, and I think they're starting to use that in children. I'd like to congratulate the students for coming to school and making school a priority. And I'd like to say that we have a great start, and the board has worked real hard, having a good school system, and everything's going real well. And I just wanted everybody to know that. That's representing the DPP, Director of Pupil Personnel. Okay, on my end, I've had a few complaints, no phone calls, but a few complaints about the lunch program. So some of the board members have heard. Well, there's some rumors going around. And we are members of the CEO program, and we give away free lunches to and breakfasts to every student in the Dauphin County School District, even those that are supposed to. All right. Now, that free lunches is to the federal lunch program, and Michelle Obama is the steering person over the federal lunch programs. And those lunches is real complicated to figure out. You have to have so many calories, so much sugar, and so much salt intake. And what we try to do is we try to give the students the most volume that we could possibly give them.
You mean volume as in actual
volume
food?
Of actual food. Most volume of actual food. Because if you give them too much ketchup, then you got to reduce the chicken strips. So we elected to give them more volume, actual food, and less condiments. And I've asked the principals to help them with the condiments as best they can. But now, just because we're giving away free lunches doesn't mean that that's why the lunches are the way they are. That's the program. That is nationwide.
Yeah.
That's not McGoffin County. That's Detroit, Michigan.
If you pay for the
Tampa,
lunch,
Florida,
you get the same
with
lunch.
the same thing, because they all belong to the federal lunch program. That's why it's called a federal lunch program. It's subsidized to the federal government. So not a whole lot different than the tobacco program was years ago.
Now, other items of discussion would include a presentation on behalf of the architects. Not a great deal of new news there. They were going over materials and updates, and I will get you caught up, though, on all of that. Also, some opposition, again, to the proposed nickel tax that's going to go to help fund and help raise millions of dollars to help finish the entire plan that they have for the new McGoffin County High School and all the aspects of contained therein. That, too, will be covered on next week's completion of coverage of this most recent regular session of the McGoffin County Board of Education. But for now, I have a young man's birthday to get to, but not before leaving you with some of the best news that I could possibly leave you with on a Friday. And it comes to you from Licking Valley RECC, and as you can very well guess, it's your weather forecast. And we're not always bragging about your weather forecast around here, but we are right now. And that's because a beautiful end to your work week and a beautiful weekend ahead. There are a few little gray areas, but for the most part, it's a winter, and it's going to be that way through this time next week. But tonight we'll drop down to possibly just below the 50-degree mark under clear skies. Look for some patchy fog developing, say after 4 and hanging around till around 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And don't be surprised if around the same time you're dealing with the fog, you're also seeing some cloudy skies. Some clouds may develop in here overnight, and then it may stay cloudy through mid-morning. We'll clear up, though, gradually, and we'll become sunny, and we'll see around the 80-degree mark for daytime highs, which is exactly what I clocked for our daytime high today here at the office. So keep that in mind. Beautiful day today. Beautiful day tomorrow. A little slow on the onset, but it's going to be gorgeous. Clear skies are going to continue throughout your Saturday night. A bit cooler on Sunday. Some areas of fog once again up until around 8 o'clock or so, I think. Otherwise, mostly sunny. 76 for your high. We have Sunday night. The window, you're going to have to watch it over the course of your weekend if you're doing anything late Sunday evening outside or fun like that. A high of 76 and then some clouds and a slight about 20% chance of some showers Sunday night. Right now, the window looks to be later on and not really a factor for any of your weekend plans unless you're just really squeezing the last drop out of your weekend. But it could move up some. Just keep your eye on it. And it's not a big major weather maker and no thunderstorms associated with it. And they should be short-lived into your Monday and Monday afternoon possibly. Partly sunny, partly cloudy. Any way you want to look at it Monday, we'll see the mid-70s. And that Sunday night and into your Monday that's it. That's as bad as it's going to be throughout the entire forecast period. From there on, we're back to 78, 79, 80 through most all of next week with beautiful sunshine, clear skies above, dry conditions, and no complaints weather-wise. So here it is Friday. I've been playing catch-up all week long news-wise, and due to some technical problems with one of our top stories tonight, I'll be going back to Hutch Chevrolet and finishing up there and then reminding you all about the big giveaway they're doing, wrapping up school board coverage. And I'm sure we'll have news from over the weekend, so that's what you have to look forward to. Enjoy your weekend. Please, anytime you're out there, you see news, send a pic via your phone. Any way you want to get it to us, let us know what's going on. Don't always assume I know everything, because trust me, indeed, I don't. I think that's pretty evident at times. But for now, thank you all for watching. Have a good weekend. We'll see you back here next week for more of Your News Today. Once again, happy birthday to my boy Andrew. Good night, everybody.
Hey.